Hey guys, hopefully got another fun video for you today. I'm doing a full Raptor slash bedliner respray of the Freelander. So this is using the U-POL Raptor paint. I'm going over the whole vehicle, including the insides of the doors, etc., just because they are metal on these. So doing a full respray. I'm going for a smoother finish this time. If you've seen my previous one, I did all the sort of ancillary parts of the car. Quite an aggressive black knobbly finish. I'm going for a much smoother finish on this one. And I'm actually recording this intro after I've done all the work. So I managed to get quite a smooth finish on it. It's a much more, say, sandy texture as opposed to sort of knobbly aggressive look. So yeah, really happy with that. So yeah, hopefully you guys like this. Hopefully you like the color as well. But I suppose a big thank you, massive thank you to the chap I speak to at U-POL and their Raptor team for helping out with this, because it wouldn't have been possible without him and his support of this channel and what I'm doing with this Freelander. I'm so thankful that he likes my ideas and makes all this possible. So yeah, massive thank you to him. He's also set me up for a few future videos as well, so I should be able to do a bit more for you guys in the future. Fairly soon as well, I'm hoping. And a big thank you to Paintman. There's a company called Paintman. They're the ones that I got through them the tint, so the color that I'm using on this video, and they gave me a nice sort of discount code for that as well. So massive thank you to them. I'll put a link for both of these guys on this video, just because I feel it's worth it, because their paints, both of them are amazing quality. The color is spot on for what I want from Paintman. The color is exactly how I wanted it. So yeah, really good. So yeah, hopefully you like this video, guys. Like I say, I'll get back into it in a minute, so you'll skip back in time in a moment. But yeah, other than that, not much going on, but I have got a fairly big announcement coming up at the end of the video, so stick around for the end of the video. There is an announcement coming up, and it's pretty exciting for me anyway, and something I can sort of hopefully give back to the fans of this channel. So yeah, stick around and I'll get the announcement done at the end. Okay guys, so today's the day. We are finally spraying this Freelander. So I've already done a few little bits here and there, so I've already taken the light guards off, similar to last time. I've got the center consoles out and I've put a bit of primer on those. So I started that sort of last night, because I thought I just needed to crack on and get some bits, little bits done. But yeah, nothing else has been done on the vehicle. Everything is laid out on my bit here, and then I've just done little things like taking the rear wheel off there. So yeah. Really looking forward to this. I'm really hoping to get some good results, and like I said, I'm going to be a bit more precise than I was last time. So I know last time I was I'm going to put some thinners in there, so I'm going to try and measure it out, give you guys the measurements, and then we can see the results, see what it comes out like, and then from there we can gauge how we're looking and things. So yeah, let's go through. Today is mostly going to be prep work. I'm sort of giving myself 2 or 3 days to do this, which is something I think should be taken into account when you're an amateur doing this. I'm not a pro. I don't have a specific garage for it. I don't have any. I've never. This is the second time I've ever sprayed, so I'm not going to be the quickest. So I've set aside a good 2 or 3 days to do this. So today's going to be all prep. So we're going to be sort of sanding down, masking off, etc. So yeah, let's get cracking on that. See what we can get done today. Okay, so the first thing I've done since I got here was just taking these rear lights out. It's fairly easy with these on the Freelander, especially the facelift. It's literally just 3 screws there and 2 on the lower one. These were Torx 20, so TX20s on these, and I'll just show you what you're left with. So you've got these nice open gaps. So that just allows me to spray right in behind, so that when you put the light back in, there's none of this silver showing through, and it just looks a bit neater as well. With the connectors, they are different top and bottom for the electrical connectors. So you don't have to worry too much about getting them the wrong way around, because they will only go in one or the other. And it's like that on both. So if you look at this one, they're both different. Look at that wind. I'm doing this right in the middle of that storm. So if you look at those, they are different. So you don't have to worry about mixing them up, because they are different. And that's the same on both sides as well. So I've got them sticking out that side. So the easy thing is sort of mask them up on the ends, tuck them away somewhere underneath, and then you can just spray up all around here and make sure you get a nice decent job all in behind the lights, so that you're not left with sort of silver showing through if someone wants to look at an angle on those ones. So that's just the first job done. Alright, so sorry I haven't done much videoing yet. I've only just got hold of this second camera, so I only had the one which was my phone. So I've got this one now so I can actually record more, so I don't have to take up my phone doing it. I'm just taking off the bonnet cover, well the bonnet shield bit under here. Put a cover on the engine bay, and now we're going to crack on and do the rest. So we're going to be sanding it down, masking up, etc. I'm just going to do a little montage on there, here, and I've got my dad helping me out. So yeah, let's get going. Okay guys, so that's all the bits and pieces off the car now. So we've taken all the trim off, all of the rubber seals around the doors, etc. All the lights apart from the headlights off, the side indicators off. So basically the whole car is stripped right down now. So now it's just going to start the sanding process. Okay, so that's day one done. So ran out of time today, I'm afraid, but pretty much all done apart from the masking. So it takes a lot of work to actually sand down an entire vehicle, as me and my dad discovered. He is now gone, but we have sanded down the entire Freelander now. We kept that on there so we didn't get dust in the engine, but yeah, all sanded down, all off, all around. We've taken off all of the trims around the windows and the doors, so there's no trim sort of anywhere on this. The inside of the doors, I've just covered myself in white dust, leant against the car. Yeah. So yeah, all sanded down pretty much all the way around. I've just gone through and done all the nooks and crannies. My dad had to disappear halfway through. But those sanding blocks, actually I used some of these sanding blocks, and they are really good for just these big open flat surfaces. They just flew through it, and then just sandpaper around some of the more niggly edges, just sort of in these sort of bits here, really up close to the, yeah, there it is, it's hard doing this, against all these edges here, and then in between body panels. So yeah, that's all of the sanding done, and like I said, that's probably all I'm going to get done today. So what's going to be tomorrow is going to be wiping it all down, getting rid of all the dust, all the crap, putting primer on anywhere we can think to put primer, and then masking up first if need be, mask up all the areas, and then crack on and spray it. So yeah, getting really excited now, getting that buzz that I did last time, so yeah, happy with that, so let's crack on until tomorrow. Hey guys, so it's day 2 now, and today is the day that we are hopefully spraying this Freelander. I am super excited for this again. You know, can't wait to do it. Got a bit of work to do. Obviously, first we've got to wipe it all down, mask it all off, which is going to take an hour or two, and then hopefully I can get spraying. Yeah, again, thank you to you, Paul, for this. Same as last time. You know, it's incredible that I get to do these kind of jobs. You know, I never thought I'd have the chance to do this kind of stuff. So, huge thank you to you, Paul. They're Raptor Paint, and the chap I've been speaking to there. He's been an absolute legend throughout all of this, and he's been completely supportive of my channel and all the stuff that I'm doing. So I hope you guys, you know, enjoy this as well, and I hope you like the colour at the end. I'm still not going to tell you what it is. But yeah, really hope you enjoy this, really hope you enjoy the sort of look of it at the end. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I really like the colour, and I really want to see what it looks like on this Freelander. So yeah, let's get going and see what we can get done today. Okay, so here she is. I have put the sheets underneath and everything, all tarpaulins and sheets, so it's ready to go. So yeah, let's just start wiping it off and getting it dusted down. So for the wiping off, I'm using the U-Pole Maximum, I think the Maximum Tack cloths. Again, they didn't send those out, but they're definitely worth using because from what I've heard, they're pretty decent. I've not used them, but let's have a look how they go and see if we can get this thing wiped down. Okay, so gone over the whole car with the tack cloths. We had to do a few extra bits of sanding here and there. Just weren't very happy with the sort of effect from a few of those sort of sanding pads that we use. It's just a bit too fine. So we've gone back over a few bits and pieces, and we've gone over the tack cloth, and this is sort of the effect you're looking for, kind of like a dusty hue to it. You sort of take most of that shine out. So we should be ready now to start masking up, getting the plastics on there to kind of cover up some of the open areas. So let's get going and see what we can get done. Okay, so we are finally done. That was a hell of a lot more work than I was expecting. I am really glad I had my dad to help with most of that. So we've masked everything off. We've got, like I say, those plastic sheets these times on the doors, the back windows here, over the boot tray bit here, and that was about 4 and a bit hours work. Like I said, we're both novices, so we're kind of learning as we're going with this. But yeah, that was about 4 hours work, so that is a lot of work. But yeah, all done. It's all there, all masked up, all ready to go for the entire body to be sprayed. As I said, I'm just going to do a bit of primer paint now. I'll probably just do it off camera, not much point in just doing a couple of light spots that I got to do. But other than that, let's crack on and do some painting. Hey guys, I knew I should have recorded that. I knew I have no self-control. So I've gone over the whole car with primer instead. So using aerosol cans, but like I say, I use the U-POL acetate stuff. Again, I bought that myself. I did have as well some of this. The Halford one I used on the bits and pieces from the console. The main thing I noticed with the acetate stuff from U-POL is it's much lighter to spray. It comes out like a really fine, nice mist. So that's made a huge difference in spraying down the whole car. It took me 2 cans. But I've got a nice even finish across the car, as you can see. So yeah, got a nice even finish. I've got the mask back on, obviously. I know it's only aerosol, but it's not great. I mean, I've got one door open, but I can't open the big barn doors because it's just too windy out there. So yeah, I've got all the primer coat on there now. So I'm just going to give it a bit of time to dry, give it a good, not sure, half hour or so, maybe a little bit more, and then we'll get on and start painting for proper. So yeah, let's see how this looks in a few minutes. Okay guys, so it's finally time to start mixing the Raptor paint up, ready to spray. It is currently 5:30 in the evening. It's been a very long day getting to this point. But yeah, we are finally there and we're finally ready to start mixing. So we're doing a little bit different to last time. So last time I just kind of shook the hell out of this bottle, tried to get everything into this bottle and shaking it through here and then spraying it. I couldn't really get the thinners that I wanted to. That paint that I used last time was very, very, very thick, especially in comparison to the paint that I've got this time, you know, the standard coach paint. So I was struggling when I had it filled up to really actually shake it properly, and I was finding I was filling it a bit too much when I was trying to screw the cap on, things like that. It wasn't really working. So what I've done is just bought a little paint pot. It's only 5 litres. But again, I'm only going to be doing one of these at a time. Again, just that inexperience of, you know, this is only the second time I've ever sprayed it. I don't want too much in there and it's setting whilst I'm mid-spray. So that's more down to inexperience. I'm sure if I sprayed this 10 times a day, I would probably be a bit more used to it and a bit more confident. But I'm just going to stick to the one for now. So the idea being, one of these in there. You then got the, what else comes in the pack as well, is the Raptor Hardener. So you'd have 711ml of this, 237ml of this, and then you would add 100ml of your own paint. Now, as it's a bit cold outside, and as I want this to be a really, really fine coat, I want it to be much, a lot less texture than that last one I did. It was quite knobbly with that black stuff. I think that was just due to the paint being really thick, and then not really using a whole lot of thinners. It was quite knobbly. So I want a much smoother, finer finish to this one. So I've bought the U-POL urethane sort of thinners in. I've gone with the fast drying, so they can do a fast drying, standard or slow. Again, because it's cold, I've gone with the slow, with the fast drying. So I've gone with the fast drying thinners. And my thoughts are on the first coat, I'm going to do about 120 ml of thinner. So you can go up to 20%, but I'm going to stick to about 120 ml, just a bit under that, and just see what results I get. Now I have got a control bit again, so last time it was those headlight guards, and I sprayed those first. This time it's like my center console units. So I'm going to spray them first, just see how it's coming out, and then if I'm happy, just move straight onto the body, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, let's just see how you start mixing it. Oh, and actually, we'll say I'm spraying out of the standard sort of, I think it's called the Schutz gun. Fairly standard piece of kit. It comes with a little pole. This just screws into here, as far as it will go. And with that one as well, one thing to look out for is, mine did at least, I don't know if everyone's did, it came with this little plastic tube inside. Just make sure you remove that. I've seen people try and do it without that. And then you also get one of these in there. That's just the nozzle. My understanding is if it's all the way in, you get a wider spread spray. If it's a bit further out, you get a more narrow, more controlled spray. I have it quite far out. And then you just need to find an end that will match your airline. So it doesn't come with an end that goes directly into an airline, so you just need to find one that just adapts into it. But that's it. That's all it is to get it together and get it to work. So that's that. What I've also got is a proper paint mixer in a drill. We were going that quick. Just go into the pot and mix it up. I think this was like 90p from Screwfix, I think. So a worthy investment, I think, for this time round. So yeah, let's get everything mixed up and get everything in there. So we'll just give this a quick shake. I might just skip that on the video. Right, so just giving that a quick 2-minute shake up. It'll explode on me. There we go. Don't want to sniff it. Yeah, it's that same nice creamy texture that it had before. Let's get it in there. What I've also got is, once I've mixed it, just a little funnel, so I can pour it from the bucket back into one of these, or back into one of those. Okay, so I just skipped through that because you didn't really need to see me just emptying that out, but all the paint is now in there. I don't know if you'll see it in there. And what I'll do is, when I pour it back into the pot, just because there's like a little bit around the rim, just give it a quick shake again when I pour it back in again. So next thing we're going to add is the colour. And I think this is the bit everyone's been waiting for. I've had people asking for days now what colour I've gone for. And I'll be doing 100ml of the tint. So this is what we consider the tint. Yeah, and don't forget to give this a good shake beforehand. Make sure it's all nicely mixed together. And it's nice and slow to get a nice reveal. I want to see this first. Oh, that is bloody lovely. Look at that. Oh. Oh no! We have got Camel Trophy Yellow. I think it's also known as LRC 361, I think it came under. Look at that. That is glorious. I've ruined the lid already, but... Right, so as I said, we're going to use 100ml of this. So I'm just going to scoop it out of one, pour it into the other so I can see what I'm getting, and then add it into that one. So okay, so that is 100ml there. Probably should have got myself a better scoop, but resources were limited. There we go. That is much runnier than that black paint I used, which I think is a good sign already. So that can just go straight in there with it. Look at that. We'll give it a good time to run off as well, make sure it all goes in. Okay, so that's as much as I'm going to get out of that one. Okay, so now it's time for the thinners. So I'm going to go, like I said, with about 120 mil of this one. So we'll get it in there and we'll see what happens. Okay, so that's 120 mil of thinner in there. So now all we have is the hardener. So I think it's, well, 237 mil, did I say earlier? 237 mil of that into the pot. We're going to mix it all up and spray them. Right, so that is everything in there. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that now. I'll get it in the gun and then we're going to get spraying. So yeah, next time you see me, I'll probably be spraying on this one. So let's get going. Right, so unfortunately we've had a couple of hiccups on the airline. The airline itself keeps blowing off of the air equip fitting, so this is staying on the gun, but this here is blowing off of the hose, so that's slowing me down. That's not great. I tried fixing it, kept putting it back together and I just kept seeing if I could see anything loose, but I couldn't. In that time, this set on there, I forgot to clean the thread. This set onto there, I'm getting leaked on now. That set onto it, and unfortunately it is rock solid. I tried turning it and it broke the beam bar inside the gun that drops down into the top. Not great. Like I said, I am a novice at this. Sneak peek at the colour. Yeah, not much I can do, I'm afraid. I'm going to order another one of those guns. The Schutz gun. It's probably going to be in Monday, so the car's going to sit here all of Sunday now doing nothing. At least I'll have time to dry. And then I'm going to have to pick it up on Monday and just spend all night spraying. I'll try and see what I can record. It might just be me flashing through each coat. Unfortunately, which is really not what I wanted to do. But, you know, sneak peek at the colour there. Looks a bit gold in that. It's not quite like that. But yeah, it's really not what I wanted to do. The finish is good. I am happy with the finish, and I'll do a better review of that near the end. This is all part of it, you know. This is what's going to happen, you know. If you're an amateur and you're doing this in a barn or whatever, you know, these are the things you've got to be aware that can happen. So, you know, whether it's worth having two of those guns, I'm not sure. But I'm now going to have to wait till Monday. So, bit of a shame, bit of a letdown. You know, I feel like the video might suffer a bit, which I feel really bad for you guys. But I will record what I can. I think I'm probably going to stick with 120 mil of thinners. I was looking at maybe, you know, doing less thinners as I went on, but I actually quite like the finish of it. I'll see how it dries up and I'll see how this car looks Monday. But I do quite like the finish on with that amount of thinner in there. It's a lot finer and a lot more sandy, which is what I wanted. So, you know, I'll have to see how it comes out. If I like it, I will keep it at that. Maybe do one coat with a little bit less in it, just to thicken it out a little bit. But I quite like it. So, you know, the actual paint I do like. It's just a bit of an unfortunate situation at the moment. So, hopefully I'll see you guys Monday and we'll pick it up from there. Okay guys, so we are back on track. It's Sunday, so it's not Monday, it's not Tuesday, it's Sunday still, well now. So obviously I had the mishap last night. As I said, I couldn't find any of those guns anywhere until delivery Tuesday, or at the fastest Monday with paying extortionate money. But luckily, my wife, who is the absolute genius, managed to find, I think, the only gun in the area that's available to pick up on a Sunday. It's a bit of a different style, so this is a proper gravity fed. They've got two little adjustable nozzles on it, etc. So it's going to take me a little bit of time to learn how to use this thing. But a couple of advantages. The pot, can't use your hand, so the pot on the top means that I don't have to use the Raptor bottles and they won't stick into the thread. So once I'm done with this, I can empty it, clean it, wait for the next run, won't dry in there. Next thing is, it's only a 500ml. So whenever I mix it up, I use the whole bottle. I don't have any scales. I don't properly measure this out like a pro. So when I mix it up, I just do as they say on the box: pour the Raptor in, pour the hardener in, pour the thinner in for this amount, and that's what I do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour it into the bucket, mix it all up, and then I'm gonna pour half of it into this, spray it. When I'm done, take the lid off, pour the other half in, spray it, and hope it's not dry in the bucket. It shouldn't be. It doesn't take long to go through it. With this one, it is a 1.5 mil nozzle. I was looking around last night. They normally recommend 1.6 to 2 for Raptor. But it did say, however, on a few places, that if you thin it right down, you can go as low as 1.4. I obviously am thinning mine quite a lot, quite like right near the top of the thinning. So I'm fairly confident I can get it to come through this gun. And I'm going to lower the pressure a little bit as well. So yesterday I was spraying around 50 odd PSI, 53 PSI. I'm going to lower that right down today to see if I can help this gun out a little bit. So I'm going to see how it copes and then see if that airline does better as well. So I'm going to lower that pressure and see if that airline stops blowing off. But yeah, it's going well. I've just checked all the texture on it. It's pretty good. I'm hoping this is actually going to make it finer even than on from So I'm hoping this is going to create a much nicer, finer effect. It's not even that bad in fairness. It's much finer and smoother than when I did the wheel arches, etc. It's a much nicer finish. It's more like a sandy texture. So much better finish already, and I'm hoping using this gun it's going to be a little bit better again. So I'm going to stick to the same mixture as before. So I won't show you me going through all the exact same processes. So it was the Raptor bottle, the 237ml of the hardener, 120ml of thinners. I think I went just under about 118ml of thinners, and then the 100 of the colouring, because the colours come out quite nice as well. And the slightly thicker patches, I only dusted it, but in the sort of slightly thicker areas, it is sort of staying with the colour that I want. So yeah, really happy so far with the actual finish on the paint. Bit of a disappointment yesterday, but we're back on track. We're going to go spraying. I'm going to take a couple of minutes to get used to this gun, see where I want the needles, etc. I'm going to test them on the console bits again, and then we're going to go from there. So yeah, let's crack on and get on and do this. Okay, so that's the end of that bottle. Hope you can hear me through the mask. I got a lot more done than I expected with that one bottle. Sorry about my breath. I'm finding that because it's thinned down, there's just so much of it. I'm spraying really light, through that nozzle, barely going through any of that paint. As I've gone over the whole car with one bottle, so I'm gonna keep going. It is a light coat. It's showing up well on that camera actually, yeah, I'm going to keep going. I've got, 6 more bottles to go. So I'll probably get another 2 or 3 coats because I've got to do the insides and into the doors and things and pieces. So I'll probably get another 2 or 3 coats, which is probably wasn't necessary. There is a lot of grey still showing through. But really happy. Not that gun. I'll go through the settings of it near the end. But it's getting a really nice fine mist on there. The texture is incredible. Like I say, I'll do a more big reveal at the end and show everything off properly, but
Really happy with that, really happy with that finish now. So I'm hoping I can keep going. A few more coats over the top of what I've already done. That'll cover up those slightly bigger lumps from that other Schutz gun, and it should fix this one. So see you guys in a bit. Let it dry for about 45-50 minutes. Time for the next coat. It's looking incredible. Let's go! Okay guys, so that is the third coat on and dry. So, well, I've left it for the 45 minutes, 50 minutes. So now I'm going to mix up the next bit and we're going to get going on the fourth coat. So it's starting to really take shape now. The colour's starting to fill in. We're getting less sort of grey patches coming through. And that texture's staying there as well. So that texture is staying really nice and sort of sand almost. So yeah, we're getting there. A few more coats and I reckon we'll be done. Alright, so that's that coat on and dry. So I'm just probably going to do one more tonight. And then I'm going to call it a night and then probably finish it off tomorrow. I know this is taking way longer than I thought. But I think where I'm just spraying it on so fine, we're having to thin it down for that new gun. It's just such thin layers each time that it's just dusting it on. And it is working and it is giving the effect I want. But it looks really gold. Why does it look like it's gold? It's not like that at all. But you know, it is giving the effect that I want. I am getting more layers on there, which is good. It's just, I'm gonna need a lot of them, just where it's such thin paint now. But it's getting there. I'm pretty much all done now. It's got like a little bit on the bonnet to do, little bits here and there just as touch-ups, but I think maybe one more tonight. I'll see what I think, and if that's it, then I'll just go to an outro. If not, you'll see me back here tomorrow night, and I'll be doing one more coat after work, just to get this thing finished. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, so after that last video you just saw me spraying there, I noticed that a load of the masking tape was starting to come loose. So I didn't want to wait till tomorrow, so I just went ahead and sprayed again. So I gave it the full, well, the rest in time. Sprayed again, I didn't record it, sorry. But I gave it a nice dusting coat, so stood real far back and just dusted the whole thing off. So all I'm going to do now is take all the paper off. I won't put it back together again tonight, but I've got to leave it for a couple of days till it's dry and set and cure. But I'm going to get all the paper off, so let's see what she looks like with all the paper off.
Okay, yes, so that's all the painting done, so let's go to a few clips of the paintwork on the vehicle. Okay, yeah, so that's the look finished. So this is what it looks like on the vehicle now. Like I said in the pictures, it's a much more fine finish than it was before. So let's have a look. If I come down in here, you can sort of tell the difference between these two bits here. The difference in the feel. You know, it's a massive difference to the Freelander, and I don't really think I have a favourite bit on this one because I think I like the whole car. Like I said, there's a couple of bits I want to touch up, but it's literally just touch-up jobs. But yeah, all done, and really like it. Really like this new look. And thank you to the guy in the Freelander First Club for setting me up with the new custom badges as well, sort of the gel camel trophy badges. So he got them custom made for me. So yeah, that's the Freelander First Club on Facebook. So I'll see if I can leave a link for them as well. But yeah, really like this. Okay, so here's the center console unit. Sorry, I haven't had a chance to put this bit back in yet. But this is the center console unit with the Raptor paint on it. It does come around and up to here as well. So yeah, all of this is in the Raptor paint. So nice and tough, nice and on there. I decided to keep all these bits black, all of these bits black, and then the bit under there I decided to keep black as well. So all the cigarette ashtray and the cigarette lighter bit are black as well. So yeah, all this bit stayed black. Same as the buttons in the middle. A couple of changes I made. Obviously I've gone back to an original radio. I think it just looks a lot smarter and a lot in keeping with what I'm trying to do with this vehicle, kind of restore it / improve upon. So that's sort of a little bit that I did there. And then with these buttons here in the middle, on these outside buttons, I don't know if they're actually different to standard or not. I'm not sure how they came as standard, but what I did was these heated seat buttons were at the bottom. And I always found it annoying trying to reach down and press it, you know, right by the cushion here of the seat. I know it doesn't look that bad on the video, but it does get in the way a little bit. So I just moved them to the top because we use them far more than any other of those buttons. I mean, I live in the UK, so I don't really need the AC more than once a year. And then these, you know, the heated windscreens, etc., I'm only probably going to use a couple of times in the very rare time that it snows. So, you know, again, these I use more often, so I put them to the top, just easier to reach. And then if we look around, sorry for my hand, back at the console unit here, I've put the windows to the top. Now, I don't know if they were down the bottom originally or if they're up here originally, but for mine, they were down here. I've put them up to here because it makes much more sense. It's much easier to reach these buttons here, and they're the ones I use more often. I don't really lock the car using this one. I don't really use the back window one very often, so it made more sense to have them up top. They're easy to find, and you just go with that one. So yeah, that's a couple of changes that I made to the center console. Quite easy to do once you had it all out. You just put them back in a different place, and they all seem to fit really well. So yeah, it's a couple of little changes I made there to go along with the paint job. And I've also, like I say, I don't know if you can see it because I can't see the screen right now, but I've done the inside of these door bits as well. So yeah, really happy with that. It's another little touch I did on the vehicle. Just wanted to sort of make sure those were done as well. But yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's her all done. That's what she looks like. So hopefully you like this video. Hopefully you like the look of the Freelander. Like I say, it was an amazing experience to get to do this. Like I say, I've got a few really tiny lines just to fill in. What I'll probably do is just get the camel trophy paint, really fine paintbrush, try and get it in there, and then just use a lacquer pen to cover it. You know, I'm talking about sort of 1mm lines around, door handle or something. It's tiny little lines. So really happy with the job that I got done on this. I suppose it's sort of credibility to the Raptor paint. It is very versatile. I was able to thin it right down, as you saw in that video. I think I was doing about 118 mil. So really fine. And through that separate spray gun as well. In terms of using that spray gun, it was fairly easy. I got used to it pretty quickly. I suppose that's the idea of it. If I open the if you do get the same one, I'll put the link to it down below. If you do get the same one, there's a little sort of screw by the bottom of by the paint pot on the left hand side. Effectively, that is sort of how much paint it allows into the gun. I pretty much had that all the way out. And then the one on the back, I believe, is the nozzle trigger. I can't remember what it is, the nozzle pin. I had that about halfway out. So, start with that and just play around and sort of go to how you feel you need to spray. Like I say, it was coming out really fine. So I ended up doing quite a few layers. And like I said, I did 1 or 2 extra layers off camera as well, just one on the bonnet. So I put the bonnet down, realised a couple of patchy areas just because it was up, and I didn't really think about it properly whilst it was up to try and sort of spray down on it. So I put it down and just sprayed it whilst it was down as well. So that's all matched in now and the colour's all perfect. So that worked really well. And now for the announcements. So one is I managed to get a discount code for you guys. And strangely, it's not for the paint. It is for the spotlights on the front of the car. So I got those from Cuda UK. As you saw on one of my previous sort of how to install the spotlight videos. So they sort of saw the look of the vehicle, loved the look of the vehicle, and thought, well, if anyone else wants to replicate that, they can use our lights. So they've given me a discount code, which will be Freelander Alex. I think it's a 10% discount code that you can put in on their website, and you can use it against anything you want. So the sort of primary aim is lighting, so use it against sort of any spotlights you want, anything else like that's on the website. Slap it on there and you'll get the discount for it. So yeah, big thank you to them for helping sort of me help you guys out a little bit, because I know quite a few people want to fit spotlights these days. So yeah, use that code and you can get your discount on your lights. Secondly, a huge announcement is I will be attending 2 events this year. And I'll be on a stand at both of them. So I'm going to be at the 2 events at Castle Combe racetrack. So I'm going to be at the Spring Action Day, and I think it's the Forge Action Day. One's coming up pretty soon. I believe it's the 2nd of April. And I'll be on a stand there with the Pops and Bangs car club. So although my car does neither pop nor bang, I will be with them. So look out for us whilst we're there. I will be handing out a little goodie bag whilst I'm there as well. On behalf of Raptor Paint. So really good of them to help me out with this. They're sending me out sort of t-shirts, hats, bits and pieces that I can chuck in a goodie bag, and I'm hopefully going to get a few other bits that I can chuck in there as well. So it'll be a very limited run. It'll probably only be about 30, so sort of first come first serve. But if anyone is coming along to that event, I will be there. I'll have it on the stand, and I'll have a little goodie bag to hand out as well. So yeah, that's the first one. And then the Forge one, I believe, is in September. You have to look on the Castle Combe Racetrack website. I'll be attending that one as well, and I will also be on a stand as well, again with the Pops and Bangs Club. So look out for me at both of those events. I will also be doing a parade lap at the 11:30 time slot. So if you happen to be there again for that, the 11:30 time slot parade lap, I'll be doing that as well on Castle Combe track. So hopefully see you guys there if anyone does come along. Be really great to sort of see a few people who watch my channel. I did actually bump into a chap the other day who bought some pits off me, who watched the channel coincidentally, and that was really nice to have. So yeah, it's really nice getting to sort of meet people who have actually seen it, and it's a bit surreal as well, in fairness. But it's really nice just to have a chat about Freelanders, simple stuff like that, or off-roading. So yeah, really enjoying this so far. It's really nice to see that people are actually watching my videos. And I'm hoping you like this one. I hope you like the job that I got done, the colour, I hope you like the colour choice. And yeah, hopefully a few more Raptor jobs coming up. So see you guys again soon.